Hello, Grandma DC here. And can you hear this? If you can't hear it, you might be able to see it. It is snowing and icing, and it's Monday, October 26th, 2020. We hardly ever get ice or snow before Halloween. But here it is. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Yep. And on the rails. And I told the girls they couldn't come out today. But then I noticed there's one out walking around. She didn't get put up last night. Yes, I wasn't able to put them up last night because of things going on with my chemo. So they've been fed and watered. And we're all tucked in for the day. And we'll talk about that. Oh, are you cold, buddy? What are you smiling about? So, everyone keeps asking me how I'm doing. I've gone through my 5th chemo and I have one left to go on the 3rd of November. Voting day. Wouldn't you know they'd make me an appointment to have chemo, my last chemo, on voting day. I was so out of it when they made me that appointment. Of course, they made it after I had chemo, not before. So I wasn't thinking straight. I'm like, you know, on dexamethasone and Benadryl, and I'm like, yeah, the 3rd of November sounds fine, you know. So we have to get up at like 6 in the morning to go get chemo, and that takes until 4:30 in the afternoon. So I'm really worried about being able to vote, because you have to vote in a certain place. My certain place is downtown in my little town at the city hall. And I don't know. I said, I guess I'm going to wrap myself up in a bubble, like a clear plastic trash can and everything else. Scud, leave the kitty alone. Scud, Scud, stop that. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Road's clear. I got him. It's okay. I told him to leave you alone. You can come out now, kitty, kitty. So anyway, as I was saying, I may be at the front door at 6 a.m. and just hopefully I can be the first one to vote, and then we can go up and get the chemo done. So when I originally started chemo, they told me that they would get easier as they go along. And that's a lie. That is a flat out lie. Even one of the fellows, which is the doctors, I said to him, this keeps getting harder. Every time I have one, I seem to be weaker and sicker, and it seems to last a little longer. I was doing fine at first. I was told this would get easier, and he goes, you were lied to. You think? So here it is. I should be feeling really great right now. I should be past the weak legs, the pain in the legs, the cramping. I should be over all of that. And I am left with weak legs. I had trouble getting up in Pam's truck the other day. I think I might have mentioned that. I've had trouble just getting up out of my chair. So that leads me to talk about things I'm glad I did before I started having chemo. I bought myself, through lovely donations from you all bought it for me, this chair right here, which is electric and it stands me up. It has been a lifesaver. There are days I could not have gotten up out of this chair were it not for the fact that it goes up high enough that I could get enough leverage to get out of this chair. Also, I had Jason put a bidet in, so I was able to keep my backside cooled down and clean. That's important because so many of you told me that you got infections there, and I would highly suggest a bidet. So those were 2 things I did that were just awesome for sitting me up or for getting chemo. There were other things. After I had the radiation, the back of my throat behind my uvula kept hurting. And I told the fellow that. I was like, it's been 5 weeks after radiation. I keep swallowing. It keeps hurting. It's not getting any better. I feel like I got scabs in the back of my throat. Is this normal? And he was like, no, you've had some weird reactions to the radiation. Well, he said, if you weren't better in 5 days, call back. I wasn't. I called back. And they prescribed some medication for thrush. Thrush is like an overgrowth of yeast. And yes, within 5 days, well, within a day of taking that medicine, felt like I had snake skin in the roof of my mouth and the back of my throat. And finally, after 5 days, the pain is gone. I can swallow. I won't say we're 100% back there. I still have some residual discomfort, but not like it was. So maybe it was thrush. So I got through that. Some of you talked about mouth sores. I brush my teeth 3 times a day. Mouth rinses, rinse with peroxide. I have the magic mouthwash, which I use sparingly because it tastes so bad. Oh, and it numbs your whole mouth, and then you strangle when you swallow because you can't feel it. It's potent stuff, but I have used it occasionally. So right now, how am I feeling? I'm alive. And I didn't think after 5 chemos I would be alive. I figured I'd be in a heap on the floor, bleeding out my eyes, ears, nose, almost dead, not being able to function. No, it's not that bad. I always expect the worst. And that way it's not as bad as what I thought. So yeah, I've got one more to go. If it kicks me as hard as this last one, I'll be glad it's the last one. I can make it through it. You can make it through it if you're going through this. Thank heavens they load you up on a lot of good painkillers and anti-nausea medications, and a little herbal medication too helps. CBD oil, that sort of thing. Probably more than anything that helps. So I just wanted to check back in, let you know that Scud is still with us, ornery as ever. Every once in a while he gets in these huggy moods, and I'm just like, what is going on? Am I going to die? My dog wants to hug me all the time. Do you know something I don't know? Nah, he's cool today. Got another possum last night. Poppy Rick came out to close up the chickens, which is why one got left out. He didn't look around. I bet she was sitting on that fence. And she's on her own, because I can't catch her, and I'm not going out there and running around in the snow. So whatever happens, happens. But Scud killed another possum last night, so hopefully that was a lesson to all the other predators to stay away. He is something, isn't he? Oh my gosh. So, yeah, I woke up this morning. You can tell it turned cold. Took us about a week to go from 85, 90 degrees to 34 or 5, whatever it is out there. It's just right at freezing, I think. Cold. And one of the ways I know it was cold was I woke up this morning and I had 3 dogs under the covers up against my body and a cat laying on my head, on my shoulder, and the other one laying on the bed nearby. Every animal in the house was in bed with me. That's when you know it's cold. This is my barometer for how cold it is. If it had been even colder, they'd have all been under the covers. All right, guys. Well, hope wherever you are, you're going to have a happy Halloween. I had kind of a questionnaire going around with some of my friends, and I said, what should I be for Halloween? Uncle Fester or Dr. Evil? Well, I like Dr. Evil because he has a hairless cat and I have hairless dogs. But the costume was too expensive. So Uncle Fester it is. And I think this Friday, before Halloween, Pam and I are going to go up, dress up, take candy to my grandchildren, which are the closest grandchildren we know of. And since they can't trick or treat, we are going to treat them. It's a secret they don't know. And since they don't look at my videos anymore, I think I'm safe in telling that. Like, share, and subscribe to keep up with the insanity, guys. Thank you for all the wonderful cards and letters and suggestions. And yes, I love this time of year. I love Halloween. I love that it's cooler. And just looking forward to getting through the winter and getting through this chemo. We'll find out on November 24th. We'll do scans to see if any of this is working, and then the doctors will decide what course of action we take from there. Until then, I've got nothing. I don't know. We don't know if it's working. We don't know anything. So I was able to stand up today. I'm happy about that. I can get myself to the bathroom, and I can get myself something to drink, and I can take my own medications. So I'm still making it on my own, and that's a relief. So like I said, if you want to like, share, and subscribe to keep up with the insanity and see what's going to happen, hopefully something more exciting than just snow and ice, or maybe not more exciting, not like that. Just, maybe something like, I'll do a scratcher and win $1 million and pay all the co-pays I've got. Right. You and me both. We should all win the lottery. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? And maybe we will on November 3rd. Who knows? Love y'all. Talk to you later. Stay safe. Oh, by the way, I now know 3 people who have caught COVID right here in this area. So if you're worried about being fake news, personally, I know 3 people. So I'm not going anywhere. Not much, no. And yeah, I suit up to get out of this house at all. It's getting worse, guys.